sec. Okay, here we go. Go again? Yeah, okay, so tips again on the crises.
So, well, tips again, like I said, it kind of depends on how you define a crisis, but one of the things that we try to do is always try to redirect people back to more of a one-on-one conversation offline. So any type of scenario where, and that's how we respond to even apartmentratings.com things, is we try to direct people, hey, email us at this address so that we can, further the conversation. And I think if you can redirect somebody to an actual human versus just being kind of a wall of people bashing something or showing frustrations, you can at least show that you kind of care. And then ideally in that situation, maybe the person will go back online and be like, hey, I talked with a representative. Here's how they're handling. I thought they did a great job. But too often, I think what we've found in our experience is when you just respond online with some type of rebuttal or even what you think is the answer, it can be totally, misunderstood, if you will. And then the next thing you know, you could be opening up another can of worms. So my recommendation is try to take things offline when you can and try to be just one-on-one with people.
Okay, sounds good. Sounds like that's exactly what you should do. I agree. Sarah, what about for you?
Well, we have the same protocol here, as Mark was saying, to get it offline, so that is definitely a good point. I guess one point I would say is, besides the fact that you need to be quick response and honest response, besides that, I would recommend building up relationships with influential residents, with Facebook fans, with bloggers, people in your area and your communities prior to crises happening. Make sure that you have a sound relationship with people so that when a crisis does hit, they will be able to be your evangelical voices out there. They're going to push the data out accurately, and there won't be as much of a frenzy happening. We actually had a case that somebody was saying something negative on one of our apartment rating sites last year, and one of our residents came to our aid completely unsolicited, just was a proponent of us and came to our aid and said her piece.
Yeah.
It was something that we had nurtured relationships, and I think they matter in a crisis situation.
Sounds fair. I like the, having those honest, quick responses and being able to know that. And what about you? What are some tips that you have?
Yeah, so Sarah mentioned speed and then transparency also, which is being honest, because that's, to me, social media, you got to be transparent. And then probably the third thing I'd add in there is build community, right? So sometimes when a crisis happens, you can get help from your current residents. There might be issues where, hey, did you guys see if there was anyone suspicious in the parking lot when this crime occurred? Things like that, where you get them involved and really build that community. So to me, that's one of the things we could also use on the social media front is get the community built to help with some of these issues.
No, absolutely. I think that's very good. I have my own couple of ideas on the technology side. I don't know if anybody has heard of Hearsay Social, but I think Hearsay Social is probably one of the best monitoring tools for the apartment industry. It was built for the insurance agents and people in that regard, but Clara Shy out of California built it along with another guy. It's just really remarkable. It's you can go in and scrape and do a lot of things. If you don't want to use a monitoring tool, I really highly recommend going into your Facebook pages and making sure that you set up things to prevent certain types of comments and to even hit your wall. So you can create keywords that help to prevent that. So if you go into the pages section and go into the info, you can moderate what can be said as well as profanity. So just go into your Facebook page, go into the info section, when you're editing, and set up your moderations. And so you can put your profanity levels to strong. They have low, medium, strong. And then you can also set up keywords. And so you can say bed bug infestation. And then when anybody that has a comment about that, won't necessarily show up. So that's if you want to, that's if you want to do that. Some companies have a different philosophy. So I'm not there to say which philosophy to use, but it's a tip and a tool that you can use to help moderate. Another tool out there is Defensio. And Defensio is essentially prevents spam on your walls and on your Facebook, as well as also helps to moderate your Facebook to really ensure that it's that those types of comments aren't necessarily coming up in a way that's going to be impacting you. Now, some people have, again, clearly different perspective on that, but at least it's tools and tips to use. And finally, I think YouTube creates a huge human element, to have Mark, for example, on there saying, yeah, we had a really awful experience with the snowstorm. We did a really crappy job, getting the people out here. We thought that we would be faster, and it took us an extra hour to do it. But this is what we did, and this is how we're going to resolve it. If you guys have a comment, email me here, and you show, put in your link or whatever it is. And that way, and then post on your Facebook and let your residents know. Say, hey, you can stay connected to these kinds of alerts on our Facebook or through the resident portal, like Sarah had mentioned. Sarah, which resident portal application do you guys use at Princeton?
We use Property Solutions.
Property Solutions? Great. And you like that portal a lot as far as being able to connect with the residents? Awesome.
Yes. Yep.
Good. Oh, good. Okay, good. Well, that's pretty much it. That covers today's topic. I think everybody did a really great job, and I appreciate you all participating. Just as a reminder, National Multi-Housing Council is going to be doing their OpTech conference coming up November 7th through the 9th in Dallas, Texas. There's still opportunity for people to sign up. And we look forward to having you join us again here at Apartment Social Council. Thanks again, you all.
Thank you.
Thanks.